Hey guys, welcome to my Big Boss 4 Assassin guide. Today we'll be going through over final builds, last pieces, items, when to transition to them, as well as how to play the early game. So let's get started. Okay, so if you've seen my meta snapshot video, this is the final assassin build, or the core build at least. You have LD and Trian in front, with them providing the elusive and savage bonus together with PATA and Sand King. So for this build, if you do have an early bounty hunter or bloodseeker, level 3, you can replace Morphling with them. So Morphling is your flex slot here, but in general, if you can't get to level 3, which is generally the case, you don't want to play either of them. Okay, so the positioning here allows us for your assassins to jump into the back line as they have to walk closer to them. You don't want your LD to get blown up as well. However, if you have an LD 3 and 3 and 3, so both of them level 2, both of them level 3, you can place them in the same row together. Okay, so this is for 8 units. Once you manage to hit level 9, or if there is an assassin player, you can add in a Medusa onto your board. Medusa goes behind Trian here. So Medusa gives you the Naga bonus alongside the skilled bonus alongside Slug, and will generally just help you crowd control the board as well. When you do get the Retaliate perk, you want to put your Medusa in front of your LD and Trian. So this allows your Medusa to be your main tank, and you will deal roughly 3 to 5,000 damage. If you have a Medusa 2, it will be even crazier, as she'll be able to get off her ulti before dying. There is no point putting Slug in front, as Slug will just jump to the back or just pop instantly. You prefer if Slug can deal DPS at the back. Okay, so but assuming normal games, we'll just go that we do not have Medusa. We do not have Retaliate on Medusa here, and say example we're in the late game and we've hit our level 3s, we've hit our Tusa, what's our next character? So usually it's whoever we can hit a level 2. So a Kunkka would be good here. Kunkka gives us more crowd control with his boat, but the best unit now to just put into your game is an Enigma 2. Enigma 2 can just destroy bots in this game, and it is fairly ridiculous. Okay, so for items, we'll go through the early game items first, such as Brooch and Mask of Madness. So, Brooch in the early game, you probably want to give it to your Queen of Pain or Morphling. They will need mana for the ability, and the ability like changes the early game by quite a lot. However, towards the late game, you want it on TA, as TA can generate mana while having her ulti up, so you can be permanently up. Mask of Madness on PA or Slug, just because they do not have abilities, so the silence will not affect them. If you have a Bloodseeker as well, an early Bloodseeker without PA or Slug, or if you have a level 2 Bloodseeker over level 1 of these guys, you can just put in a Mask of Madness onto your Bloodseeker instead. Okay, for level 3 items, Pocket Sand, if you see it, just take it. However, I am not too sure if you see a Retaliate and Pocket Sand, which do you take? They are both fairly ridiculous in this build, and I think you take Pocket Sand, but yeah, this is very close. It just depends on how you want to do this. Vanguard, probably one of the best level 3 items here. You want to put it on top of your main tank. So if your Medusa is up front, you want your Vanguard on your Medusa. However, in most cases, you probably want your Vanguard on top of your Treant. Okay. Yeah. So Treant here, and Vanguard on him. So it's quite important that your character with Vanguard, you want it to be alone so that it takes in all the damage. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Last level 3 important item will be Skullbasher. Probably want someone who can attack fast with it. So an early Bloodseeker, Slug, PA will work quite well. If you have, once we get to the level 4 items, Moonshot is fairly ridiculous. You can put it on TA, Slug, or PA. They are your main like carries and your item holders. Radiance, I would give it to Morphling or Sand King. So you would think you would give Radiance to Treant Protector, but Treant Protector actually dies fairly fast. Morphling and Sand King with their abilities will be able to go in and out of the fight while surviving pretty late. So Radiance will be pretty good on them. Alright. Daedalus is pretty good. Same, you probably want it on PA or Slug. However, it's still good on TA because TA has survivability. So we'll be able to use the Daedalus to its full potential. Refresher is a pretty good item. You probably want this on your Lone Druid if you have a Lone Druid 2. However, if you don't have a Lone Druid 2, it might not be worth it, and it's quite okay on Sand King, Morphling, or Queen of Pain. Preferably Queen of Pain or Sand King. If you're against quite a bit of mages, there is Pipe and BKB. Let me clean this up. Okay, Pipe and BKB, they are both fairly good against mages. Sometimes the Naga buff isn't enough, so these items are not too bad. Alright, so let's go over to the early game. So, when do you transition to mages? So, usually people have early scrappy inventor start, right? Clockwork, Tinker, Bounty. So if you manage to get Clockwork 2 or Tinker 2 or Bounty 2, you usually like commit to this build quite early. And if you manage to find a Bloodseeker or Queen of Pain early, you can usually decide to go into this build. So finding your early level 3 such as PA and Slug. Like if you have managed to find a Bounty 2, a single Queen of Pain and PA, usually you can just decide to go for this. So yeah, it's very important to find at least a Bounty pair or Queen of Pain pair before deciding to commit to this build. Another build you can go is the Warrior comp. So Tiny and Morphling can have a Primordial bonus here. You only want to do this if you have a Bounty 2 or Morphling 2. If you find a Tusk 2, X2 or Tiny 2, it might be better to just go for a Warrior comp in general. Yeah, so that's the general early game and like your pieces and items. So let's go over the just general guide on how to play Assassins. Okay, for the levels, it's assuming you don't go open fort. On round 5, if you don't have a bench, you can just go for the level here. However, sometimes you want to leave options open. So leveling is not always correct here. Anyway, you should level soon after that if it doesn't cost you interest to go to level 9. I'll go to level 5, and on round 9, usually you have 4 out of 8 EXP here, and if you should level if you are streaking and you want to maintain your streak, or it does not cost you interest. But if you do not have a good pace to put in, maybe leveling is not always worth it, so you should evaluate how to do it there. Round 13, this level will cost you 15 gold, right? 4 to 15. Yeah, 15 gold. And you should only level if you are streaking very hard or it only costs you 1 interest. So if you're at 35 gold, leveling to level 7 will only cost you 1 interest gold compared to like 2 if you're at like 32 gold. on round 17, you will level here if you haven't leveled on round 13. So yeah, if you level on round 13, round 17 is not important. So after hitting level 7, you want to put in your 6 assassins and get a huge power spike. You can do this at level 6 too, but I think having a front line is generally better. Once you've done this, you can just econ and build up to 50 gold, generate all the interest. And you want to bench your assassins, collect some pairs, and slow level to 8. So yeah, for example, you're at 60 gold, just level 2 times and pass your turn. You just want to get to level 8 as soon as possible. So usually this is round 21, where it doesn't cost you much interest. There are exceptions here and there when you are streaking and you can get 50 gold earlier and you can level much earlier. And it's worth it because it can manage to keep your win streak and manage to get the early 4 cost pieces. So once you reach level 8, you want to fit in 6 assassins and 2 tanks. So this will be your Treant and LD. If you haven't transitioned completely yet, so you don't have a Treant tool or LD tool, you can use Tinker tool and Clockwork tool or like Timber as well. Okay, so from here you want to roll down to 50 every turn, complete your pairs, just generally upgrade your board. You are in a healthy position when you have at least like 4 or 5 level 2s, and you manage to replace your Bloodseeker with a TA at this point. Okay, so from there, yeah, make sure you're stabilized. Sometimes you want to go all in depending on how healthy you are and like the general aggressiveness of the lobby. And yeah, go for that 9th unit. If you manage to find an early Medusa too, you can just like screw your economy and just pump your level to get the huge power spike as well. Yeah, so that is it for my guide on this. Thank you guys for watching, and do let me know what other guides you would like to see. I'm also playing a lot of Assassins on Twitch right now, and you can find the link to my Twitch in the description below. Thank you guys for watching.